Good evening and welcome to the 44th Annual Groves Academy Gala. I'm Sarah Knox and I'm pleased to join you tonight as your host. We're going to have a great time together during this virtual gala as we celebrate Groves and raise critical funds to continue their important work of transforming lives through education. And I have had the pleasure of watching friends' kids go through Groves and come in as kids who struggled in a traditional school but grew up and learned in a way that fit their abilities at Groves, and they came out absolutely thriving and confident. And it's so amazing to see firsthand the experience and the impact that Groves has on students, and especially when it's a child of someone I love so much. And I know so many of you at home feel that same way about the Groves experience. And until recently, I was only familiar with Groves Academy as a school, but I was fascinated to learn more about their Learning Center and their numerous school literacy partnerships that serve the greater Twin Cities community and beyond. And so we're going to learn so much more about that tonight. And I am excited to be with you. Thank you so much for taking the time to log on and celebrate Groves from wherever you are. We are so thrilled to have more than 900 people. 900 people, that's amazing. You are all tuning in with us tonight. And I've heard some of you are at the cabin, some of you are gathering at watch parties. Hey, hi, watch party people. And some of you are joining from the comfort of your home. And to bring us all together, since we are watching together but separate, we would love to see where you're watching from. So please just text us a picture of you in your group, or if you're watching by yourself, send us a selfie watching the gala to 952-210-1856. I have that number on the screen here. It is 952-210-1856. And you could be featured as a part of the live program later tonight. And tonight we are going to provide you with a closer look at the important work that happens at Groves, the Academy, and the Learning Center, and out in the community with our school literacy partnerships. You will hear from the president at Groves, Dan Morgan, and how he envisions Groves growing to impact as many students as possible. Together, Dan and I will show you the impact Groves is making every single day and share the organization's bold vision for the future. And speaking of bold, our goal tonight is to raise $600,000 to redefine the way our nation is taught and to propel Groves' mission of building confidence and success and purpose through transformative learning experiences. The need for support has never been greater. All funds raised tonight will provide critical financial aid for students at Groves Academy and expand the kindergarten through third grade literacy partnerships with nearly 70 schools to help close the literacy achievement gap. Tonight, you can also make a difference by bidding on our amazing auction items, which I know many of you have already been doing because those bids are going up. You will find the auction button on the bottom of your screen to view and bid on the items. And you're going to find 11 categories of some pretty cool things to bid on, like trips and foodie experiences and jewelry, golf specialty, specialty alcohol, a bison buggy tour, Billie Eilish tickets, Viking Seahawks sweet tickets, and even a year's supply of Sweet Martha's cookies, among many, many other things on there. And hopefully you were able to log on and start bidding on some of your favorite items. And special thanks to the many local businesses and donors who generously donated the items. We have a great lineup this year. The auction will remain open until 8:30 tonight. So you have until 8:30 to bid, but don't put it off. Keep bidding right now, because that's how we make an impact. We want tonight to be as fun and interactive as possible. So also feel free to head over to the chat function and communicate with us as we go, because we would love to hear what you're thinking of the videos, or if you have any questions or comments or have any shout outs to anyone or anyone else who's watching, go for it. Remember, we'd also like to see where you're watching from. So just a reminder to text a picture of you and your entire group, or yourself or your cat or whoever you're watching with, to 952-210-1856 and watch for it to be featured in just a little bit as a part of our live program. So thank you to all of you watching, and a sincere thank you to all of the generous sponsors who have made this virtual event possible, especially our top sponsors, including Wagner, the Sanger family, C.H. Robinson, the Peterson family, the Humble Goat, the McNair family, and Pearson. Your generosity is already reflected in tonight's totals, so we are well on our way. The proceeds from tonight's event have a direct impact on advancing the mission of Groves, and your support enables Groves to help students like Ling, who you're going to meet in just a little bit, go from feeling nervous and that she can't learn at school to growing socially and thriving academically. Investing in Groves allows the organization to share their expertise and proven approach to literacy instruction called the Groves Method with teachers in the Twin Cities and beyond. And with your support, you will help close the literacy achievement gap to level the playing field for all students. So let's get started with a brief video about Groves.
At Groves, we believe that every student carries boundless potential. And although an education may start in the classroom, that's only the beginning. That's because we are much more than a school. For the past 50 years, Groves has been a place where those who learn differently are celebrated. A place where neurodiverse students are encouraged to unleash their gifts and pursue their ambitions. A place of passionate educators and emboldened learners. Our passion reaches beyond our walls into communities to help students everywhere, sharing our expertise with those that need it through diagnostic assessments, tutoring, speech-language services, and summer programs. Partnering with schools to equip fellow educators with the Groves Method, evidence-based literacy instruction to guide their students along their journey to reading success. Philanthropy is the fuel that makes all of this possible. At Groves, we don't merely teach, we illuminate, empowering every student to discover their brilliance, to ignite their confidence, to shine.
Wow, Groves does amazing work to reach and teach all students in such a profound way, and they do it in the classroom and they do it outside of the classroom to make an even greater reach of students who need to learn from their incredible literacy model. And it is my pleasure to welcome to the stage to explain more of this to us, Groves President Dan Morgan.
Thanks, Sarah. Great to see you tonight. Thanks so much for supporting. Really excited to be here with you. And I'm so glad to be here with you in our community tonight to share with you my passion for unique learners, the power of literacy, and the impact that Groves has and will have on the world.
Thank you.
A year ago, I introduced myself to the Groves community on this stage, 5 months into my new role and at the beginning of all of the uncertainty wrought by the pandemic, and I asked people to lean in strongly with Groves to support our mission. And wow, did they ever. We had a phenomenal year. And because of that, tonight, I really must start with gratitude for everyone who stepped up and met the challenge of this unpredictable year. First, to the Groves teachers, coaches, tutors, instructors, psychologists, and diagnosticians, to anyone who worked directly with our students, thank you. Thank you so very much. We recognize that our students learn best in person. We establish protocols to keep students in the classroom, working hard to ensure a safe environment for the continuation of learning, and you all made that happen, and we can't thank you enough for your courage and for living the Groves core values every single day. To all of our students and our families, thank you for your flexibility, resiliency, and your boundless positive energy. It made the year that much brighter and that much easier for us to do what we needed to do. To all of the staff and the leadership team at Groves, thank you for your endless commitment to hard work and for ensuring that everyone had what they needed to be successful every single day. To our Groves board, thank you for always being available to help and for your guidance and leadership as we navigated virus-infected waters. And of course, to our school literacy partners and our long-standing supporters and all of you out there joining us tonight, and to our sponsors, we so appreciate your deep commitment to transforming lives through education. Now, despite the challenges, the inconsistency, and the isolation of this past year, we impacted the lives of more than 6,000 students in our community. We awarded more than $1.6 million in financial aid, the most in Groves history. You all helped create an emergency fund that kept students enrolled who otherwise would not have been able to attend this year. We launched a mental health task force that will bring critical support and programming to both students and to teachers. And we engaged in crucial organizational development in diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. Your trust and your support allowed us to weather the storm, which meant that we were able to do two critical things. Of course, we kept the immediate needs of our students at the forefront of our daily work, which also allowed us to simultaneously look ahead to the future as we created a bold 5-year strategic plan that will position Groves as the leader in the education of neurodiverse students and literacy instruction for all. So, thanks to you, Groves continues to be ready to empower all students to discover their brilliance. And of course, one such student is Ling. In this upcoming video, Ling and her parents share their experience of life before Groves and then finding success and joy at Groves. Ling is a student in our middle school who will be embarking on her 6th year at Groves this fall. She is a friend to many, a hard worker, and a confident and happy person. Middle school teachers have told me about the great progress Ling has made since her start at Groves, and we are all so proud of her. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Ling and her family.
When your 8-year-old tells you, Mom and Dad, I can't learn at school, it was really striking.
I think she just felt sort of lost and there wasn't enough support there for her. So I think in terms of how that would play out at home is not getting up on time and just sort of not really wanting to go to school because it was just too difficult for her.
We were in over our heads. We didn't know how to best support her, and it was really stressful, and it wasn't getting any better. We've got to figure out what would be a better place for her.
I have a disability with reading and writing, and then I have miscalculus, which is a math learning disability. So I was just like shy, nervous, scared, and sort of ashamed of myself. The first time I wanted to go to Groves was on my visiting day. I was around a really supportive community, so I was just like, ooh, I want to go here now because people support me. It's helpful to like have people who know what you've been through, because they've all been through what you have gone through with your learning difference. If you were bullied at your old school, then people know how it feels here. Now that I'm here, I think it's really helpful and supportive and helps me learn effectively. I'm more confident. I can stick up for myself and stick up for others.
Magical moments, they really happen every year, and Ling is a prime example of that. The game changers for sure is our class sizes. Having that small community, the 8-to-1 ratio, and really getting to know the student for who they are, being able to teach the methods that we know are effective, research-based, that work, getting to see kind of the transformative learning experience. She and many like Ling are perfect examples of those magical moments, and why I've been here for as long as I have, just being able to really see them blossom into a new person, an individual.
I think when your child struggles with things that seem so easy for so many other people, and every little bit of progress that they make in things that seem so small and maybe insignificant to others, we get so excited about, right? So when you think of dreams, you're thinking much smaller. After Ling's time at Groves, the possibilities seem so much bigger, and that means so much. I can imagine a lot more possibilities for her now.
If I could, I'd go back to myself back then, 4 years ago, and say, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be a difficult ride, but things get better.
Yeah, you're not gonna believe it. You're not gonna believe how great this place is. But you can't believe it till you're in it, you know?
That was an inspiring story of Ling and her family's path to success at Groves. And tonight, we all have an opportunity to be a part of something bigger and support students like Ling. And as a parent, it's so easy to relate to Ling's family because any parent who's had a student struggling can understand that it can feel impossible to know how to move forward and help your child grow, but Groves knows exactly what your child needs to succeed. Through their research-based education, they can take a struggling student who feels discouraged and who would normally fall through the cracks, and they know how to take them and help them thrive. And this is a story that we plan to see over and over and over again in the future. So I want to thank all of you for joining us and making a difference. Your donations are so valuable for the continuation of this important work. And so many students are in need of a Groves education, but can't afford the cost of tuition. And beyond the walls of Groves Academy, many schools in our very own communities want to equip their teachers and students with the proven Groves literacy methods, but school budgets are tight right now, and always. Tonight, you can help students like Ling and the thousands of kindergarten through third grade students who are learning to read through the school literacy partnerships. Groves tonight has already raised $170,701. So thank you to all of those generous donors who have already given. I'm seeing these names come through. Eleanor, thank you so much. Lisa, thank you. Mike, thank you. Nicholas, thank you so much. Heidi and Michael, thank you for your gift. Joanna, thank you. Steve, thank you so much. Nancy, thank you. And Anthony, thank you. Susan, thank you. Betty, thank you. Lynn and Katie, we thank you so much. Many of you are getting those donations in, and our goal is to raise $600,000. And I just checked the donation tracker, and we're still at $170,000. As you're putting those in, you can do that right at the bottom of the screen there. A huge thanks to the Clarefeld, Horowitz, Lang families for your $20,000 gift. You support us every year, and we are so thankful for your ongoing generosity. And now I'm going to offer you all the opportunity to partner with Groves. This is your chance to help fund the future for all of these deserving students in schools. And you can enter your gift at the bottom of your screen. Just simply click the Make a Donation button, which conveniently it looks like a present. 100% of your donations will go to help all students ignite their confidence to succeed. And so right now is the time we are going to get busy helping students like Ling and the thousands of students who are being served through our partner schools, through the literacy programs, and they're giving me updated. We're at $188,000 right now, $188,302 right now. You are getting those in really quick. It's amazing to see these numbers come through as you're funding the future. And we're talking about these literacy programs, and Dan and I have talked about this off screen, and I know it is so important. And it's something that we are moving towards. But when we talk about the literacy partnerships, we're talking about these partnerships with schools all throughout the state of Minnesota and beyond, where Groves is taking their proven methods of reading and bringing them to schools so that no child slips through the cracks, so that kids in the grades of kindergarten through third grade will learn to read, so that they do not leave third grade without knowing how to read, because the statistics are staggering of what can happen at that third grade mark if kids can't read. And that's really where we see gaps that will impact them the rest of their lives and continue to impact the rest of our community. And this is a place where you can make a huge impact on the next generation and shape the way you want your community to look going forward through investing in Groves and investing in their literacy programs. And you will see so much of the similar work that you see them doing within the academy itself and the impact that you've seen in students as the school, but reaching beyond the school so that countless students will be served through their methods and through their research-backed education model and their curriculum. And so it is so important, the work that you're doing right now. We're at $207,450 right now. You are still getting those in. This is amazing. This is great news. And actually, more news is coming along. The generous board members of Groves have pledged to match every gift from new donors, dollar for dollar, up to $10,000. So let's take advantage of this right now. If you're new with us, if you've never given to Groves before, if you are just grasping on to what we are doing here tonight and you want to be a part of the impact of what they're doing and their trajectory moving forward, which you're going to hear more about in just a little bit, but guys, it is big. It is really big, and it is bold, and it is exciting. And so if you're new with us, I encourage you to take advantage of this, and your generosity will be matched dollar for dollar. We're at $222,000 right now. That is where we're at. And we continue to see those numbers go up. And once again, your investment creates a brighter future for students who can't afford a Groves education. And did you know that approximately 30% of students at Groves Academy receive tuition assistance? This year, Groves Academy will award more than $1.8 million this fall to make it possible for more students to benefit from a Groves education. And this is because of you. Your investment will give access to 64 partner schools like KIPP Legacy Primary, who is setting a new standard for their students' literacy goals. And we'll get to see their work in action in just a moment. I'm so excited for you to see that.
Sarah,
yes.
Sorry, I had to interrupt you for a
That's
moment.
okay.
I just got a message that I wanted you to have a look at really quick.
Okay. Really?
Yep.
Okay.
It's real.
So, live TV, guys. We're doing it. We just got a text from a couple who wants to match the next 25 gifts of $1,000 or more. Yes, I know. We're like cheering here in the studio. This is amazing. Let's do this right now. We're currently at $247,000. Next 25 gifts of $1,000 or more are going to be matched by an anonymous donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And while we're watching those matching dollars roll in, and I know you have your phones out and you're doing that, we wanted to show you a few of the photos from our watch parties happening all over the country right now. So they're going to show those to us. We have them coming on up here. Oh, we see some kids watching. Oh my gosh, where are you guys?
It's a great Groves shirt.
It's a Groves shirt. Okay, so you are in a much more beautiful scene than us. It looks like you're in the mountains there. Who else is watching with us? This is probably from our big watch party that we have going on.
It looks like a great group. We see our amazing advancement director, Lynn Giovanelli, there. Thank you so much, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn. Oh, it's so good to see you and everyone else there. You're logging in. This looks like
someone in a cabin, perhaps.
This looks like someone in a cabin. That you could send this in for a stock photo. This is beautiful.
Yeah, ready to donate.
Picture.
Thank you.
Awesome. I love.
That's my mom.
That's your mom?
Hi, Mom.
Dan's mom is watching.
Thanks for watching.
Dan's mom.
Appreciate it. Don't forget to bid.
I love it. Thank you so much for watching. You can always count on a parent. I mean, yours, mine don't care about me as much. But, welcome, welcome. Look at you. Who else is drinking a beer tonight while watching this? Feel free, pop that in the chat there. Cheers to you. Thanks for watching. Oh, I recognize some faces here. Cheers. Hi, Christine. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. So many of you are sending these in, and it is so fun to see you here with us. And even though we can't be here together in person, it's fun to know that you have taken time out of this gorgeous night to join in and partner and support Groves. And we've kind of been alluding to some things throughout the night. Dan, you mentioned earlier how excited you are about the plans that Groves has coming for the future. And could you just take a few minutes to tell us a little bit about that vision and what you have expected for them?
Yes, absolutely. Thanks, Sarah. I'm really excited to talk about this. So, as I mentioned earlier, in the midst of all the challenges this year, the Groves leadership team, who I can never thank enough, alongside members of our incredible board, imagined and built a 5-year strategic plan that we are calling Growth for Impact. The overall goal is to positively impact as many students as possible, coach, mentor, and train thousands of teachers in the proven science of reading, and position Groves as the leader in the education of neurodiverse kids and literacy instruction for all. So we've got 8 really big objectives and that focus on 4 key components in the organization. First is what we do in our building. This is what we teach and how we teach. This is the Groves method. Of course, also we need to pay attention and focus a lot on who does our important work. Our most important assets are our people, and we need to really work on people development. We also will be ensuring that our building becomes the world's best example of an environment in which to educate neurodiverse students, and of course support the adults who also work in that building. And very importantly, we will be collecting data and conducting research that proves the effectiveness of our programs the way that we know them to be effective. So, you know, nothing major in the next 5 years. Of course, I am keenly aware that I am here standing on the shoulders of 50 years of marvelously dedicated families, teachers, parents, leaders, and donors. There is no way we could have a vision this bold if it was not for the decades of investment made in Groves. But we are ready for this. We are ready to change the world. And of course, the timing couldn't be better, as we are excited to begin the celebrations next year for Groves' 50th anniversary, 50 years of Groves. But of course, speaking of celebrations, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the senior class of 2021 at Groves. Thank you all so much for allowing me to be part of your ceremony. It was incredible. These 12 brave, flexible, resilient, and intelligent young adults are headed out for their next adventure. I hope they remember the skills and the tools they learned during this crazy, wild year. They will only serve them well, and we can't wait to see what they will do next. Take a look.
That's pretty sick.
My plan after Groves is to go to Heaven Tech and get associates in media arts, graphic designing, and animation.
Normandale to study history and field archaeology.
Robotics at Dunwoody.
University of Minnesota Duluth.
If I could describe Groves in one word, I'd say unique.
Rewarding. Life-changing.
Accepting.
Happy? I guess because whenever I'm here, I'm happy.
I feel extremely lucky to go to Groves also. I would say to get the help that I've really needed and to get the support that I've really wanted. You can have big dreams and we will help you do that in any way possible. Yeah, just like reach for the stars, go for it.
I love Groves. Groves is my family. This is where I walk into school and I'm excited to go to school.
It's so tailored to the students, and it really just gives you an environment to grow as a person.
Just the amount of like accommodations and like how understanding like all the teachers are.
Groves has taught me so much about myself that I can do so much more than I thought I could.
7 years ago, when I toured here, I got back into my mom's car and I asked her, "Can I go here?" She said yes. And I told her, I want to graduate from here. And here I am, 7 years later, graduating.
If I would offer thanks to, I would say my grandparents and my mom and dad.
My parents.
My dad and mom.
Just thank you for sacrificing almost everything, pretty much for me and my education.
My grandparents have been very big supporters of me, and they know I'm gonna do something great, and I'm excited to show them what that is.
Aren't they just absolutely brilliant?
Absolutely.
I love to hear students say that they are happy coming to school. And I know that you'll all agree with me when I say that our world needs these kids.
Oh, that's for sure. They are just absolutely absolutely awesome kids. And I don't think anyone could share Groves' mission any better than they can, because they've been through it and experienced it. So thank you to, if your students are watching tonight, I just want to thank you for sharing with us your experience. And we're so proud of you. Congratulations and good luck on your next stage of life. And we have more exciting news, because we just got word from staff while we were watching that $40,000 has just been given from a very generous donor to help us get closer to our goal of $600,000. Friends, this is momentum, right? With this kind of momentum, tonight we can change the trajectory of these students' lives. And this is absolutely outstanding. When we take a look at where these students came from, where they may have felt nervous and scared going into school, and here at Groves, they found a place to really come into their own and build in confidence and love school and love learning. And now we're sending out a class of seniors who are confident and excited and going places. It's so fun to hear what their next stages are, and so many of them college bound. It's amazing. And we're so grateful for the work that you are doing tonight to make that happen for them, as well as all of the other students that we're impacting tonight through the literacy partnerships. And Dan, you mentioned earlier the way Groves is sharing its expertise with the greater community, right? We've been talking about that all night. And can you explain a little bit more how the Groves Literacy Partnership works?
Yeah, absolutely. I love talking about this. It's one of the things I'm most excited about. Of course, I'm excited about everything that we do at Groves, but this is the component of Groves that really allows us to reach a huge audience. You know, and Sarah, I know that you're well aware from some of our conversations that sadly, Minnesota ranks as having one of the worst literacy achievement gaps in the country. Yeah. Basically what that means is that more students in Minnesota, especially in certain racial and socioeconomic communities, enter kindergarten with limited to zero skills in literacy. And unfortunately, as the years pass, the gap simply widens in these skills compared to the rest of the country. If students do not acquire independent reading skills by the end of third grade, as we've said, their trajectory through life can be significantly diminished. And of course, that affects us all. Literacy is a foundational skill that can either elevate or limit a society.
Right.
So thus, 5 years ago, through strategic philanthropy, Groves piloted sharing our approach to teaching reading with 2 Minneapolis charter schools. From that, solid student results and positive teacher feedback created a lot of traction. Right. And new partnerships formed with schools affiliated with the Catholic Schools Center for Excellence, Cisco. Thank you for being such an incredible partner to us, and Great Minnesota Schools as well. Thank you so much for your courage in joining us in this partnership.
That is just amazing. And we've talked about this so much offstage. I am so passionate about early childhood literacy because of the incredible impact it has. So it sounds like you started off in 2 schools. How many are we in now?
So, great question. Today, at this moment, Groves was in 46 schools this year that we partnered with around the Twin Cities. Next year, we'll partner with nearly 70 schools, and it's really, really exciting. And we're also running our first summer school program ever. COVID loss, as you well know, was a real challenge, and we had a number of schools reach out looking for us to help out over the summer. So that's the first time we're doing that, and over 600 students will get the Groves method this summer.
It's amazing.
We also learned during this year that virtual coaching is effective. So that is allowing us to partner with a lot of schools in Minnesota beyond the Twin Cities, and we have a lot of interest beyond our state. So it's just really exciting to be able to take that skill and that program out to students across the nation. So the goal of literacy partnerships is to form strong relationships and partnerships with schools to help get all students reading at grade level. Groves coaches are in classrooms every single day, and we partner together for at least 3 years to ensure that each school classroom and teacher is teaching reading correctly, and that this program will be sustainable after they identify their own internal literacy coach and champion. And there truly is nothing like this model of collaborative partnership based on the science of reading and in-class coaching anywhere in the education world, at least that I've seen. The power of that coach and the magic of that coach working right alongside the teacher and with the students in the classroom is really incredible. So we are so appreciative to all of our school partners having the vision and the courage to no longer accept the literacy achievement gap. So Here's a glimpse into the partnership at work in a couple of classrooms at KIPP Legacy Primary, a charter school in North Minneapolis. An amazing school. KIPP's innovative leadership team and dedicated teaching staff have furthered Groves' mission to close the literacy achievement gap. Have a look.
KIPP Minnesota is part of the National Foundation of KIPP, which is one of the largest charter management organizations across the country. And at KIPP Minnesota, we currently serve about 665 students, kindergarten through 8th grade. We want to revolutionize literacy in the way that it's done by making sure that there's good instruction that happens in the classroom so that we can deliver on our mission and ensure that our children can choose the life that they want because of education.
When I think about our Groves partnership, first of all, it addresses the science of reading, right? The science of reading is what does a student actually need to know before they transition to reading to learn, right? We have to first teach them to learn to read. And that's when our awesome, joyous Groves partnership comes into place. Our collaboration is strong and it is consistent, and that means a lot. When I think about consistency with Groves, I think about a curriculum that is outlined from day one all the way to the end of school of what exactly students should learn throughout the process to be fluent readers. And as we know, when we have fluent readers, we have students who are able to comprehend.
What people were noticing is that a lot of schools in the Twin Cities were not really teaching children how to read. There was huge gaps and so many kids falling behind the cracks. In addition to all the curriculum materials, really what sets our Groves Literacy Partnership apart from other curriculums is we provide an actual coach that's designated just for your school, and teachers receive coaching based on their needs. When we come with a good curriculum, strong professional development, and we have strong teacher-coach relationships, we can really change the face of literacy in the Twin Cities and our country.
I think with the Groves partnership, it's possible to really get whole classes reading at grade level by the end of the year. Good literacy instruction is the foundation of education. When you have kids who don't know how to read, accessing curriculum is almost impossible. But I feel very confident sending these kindergartners up to first grade next year and beyond, knowing that they can read and they're gonna be at a huge advantage in their reading lessons and their math and their science lessons because they have that foundation built.
When you walk inside a kindergarten classroom and they are actually holding a book at their level and reading it, all I can think about is where did their foundational skills come from? And their foundational skills came from the Groves method. It came from our Groves partnership. It came from us believing in the science of reading and actually following an outlined curriculum to do just that. Reading is life, and that's what I think about when I think about the Groves partnership, and why our #1 priority here at our school is literacy is life, because it is. Once a student learns how to read, they learn how to navigate the world.
This is such a game changer, and I know our schools in Minnesota and around the country desperately need this help. And Dan, you mentioned off camera that over 1/3 of the highest risk students in the program actually moved up out of that high risk category and by the end of the school year.
That's actually right. And even more so than that, 49% of our students that tested at moderate risk for reading failure, which means that they were below the 25th percentile. So they're really at major risk for reading failure.
Right.
49% of those students moved into the average or above average range in 1 year in one of the most difficult educational years that we've experienced. It's absolutely tremendous.
That's amazing, and that's this past year.
This past year.
When it just was, everything was a craziness, right? That is absolutely amazing, and I wish more kids and children and teachers could benefit from Groves' expertise. And with your help tonight, that can happen. You can make that happen. This work is completely funded by philanthropy, and these schools and these partnerships rely on your support to make significant strides with their literacy initiatives. And this is proven to work. It closes that literacy gap, and that literacy gap can make a huge difference when we get that closed on the success of learners going forward. And I mean, just the closing statement on that video. When kids learn to read, that's how they navigate the world. They have to learn to read before they can use reading to learn. And if it's easy for them and if they get it, then they can become passionate learners who love to read, who love to learn, and can go out and, I mean, really, as cheesy as this sounds, go and achieve anything they want, right? Because they have all of the access at their fingertips. And so we're here to level the playing field with this incredible program. And that is one huge thing that you are doing tonight. And so I just want to thank you for sharing this mission with us and sharing everything with us. Thanks so much, Dan.
Sarah, thank you for being such a strong voice for us.
Thank you.
Thanks to everybody out there in the Groves community for supporting everything that we do, for helping all of our students. We absolutely could not do this without you, and I really can't thank you enough. I hope you all have a great night, and I am always available if anyone ever wants to talk about anything that we're up to. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thanks.
Well, this is your final reminder to go make a donation to help students at schools like KIPP Primary, Legacy, and all of the other nearly 70 schools we're here to help tonight. You're going to help them not slip through the cracks in reading. And before I go, I also want to remind you about the amazing silent auction. So please make sure you check out the auction packages. Like we mentioned before, we've got 11 categories, and these are all donated by the Groves Gala Committee, parents, local businesses, the broader Groves community to help support this event and the amazing things that we're doing here. And a few things I don't want you to miss are the premier category items, which include a trip to the Outer Banks, and that bid is currently at $4,000. That has gone up since I last read that. That's amazing. Next, we have a luxurious weekend in Manhattan, and the Manhattan bid is at $5,500. Hey, whoever $5,000 bidder is, you've been outbid. Go back in there. We have a special St. Croix River cruise with 19 of your friends, and which includes a seafood boil. So that's at $2,500. That is super fun. I get to see a lot of these river cruises. I've never seen one that comes with that seafood boil, and this is really going to add to that afternoon or evening experience that you're doing with your friends. You're going to have so much fun on that. Serene week-long vacation in the Hudson Valley is at $4,000. Man, you guys have been bidding during this program. Congratulations to you. It's not done though, because we go to 8:30, right? The auction is open till 8:30. And finally, the Grand Lake Cabin Stay is currently at $3,000. So make sure you get those bids in. Again, I'm looking at my watch here. We have about 45 minutes left of the silent auction. And there's also the Sweet Martha cookies, some great seats from our hometown sports teams, and unique high-end bottles of wine. We know you're going to want that. They have it all, and I know you've been bidding on it, but keep doing that. So thank you to everyone who helped fund the future tonight, and for so many deserving students at Groves Academy and our partner schools. Together, we are helping to close the literacy achievement gap and help students discover their brilliance. And of course, a huge thank you to all of the sponsors who made this night possible, as well as the Gala Committee and our dedicated volunteers and staff. Our program is technically over, but please remember that the auction is open until 8:30 tonight. The donation page will stay open until Friday night at 10. So this event can be shared with others if you feel inclined to spread the good news of work at Groves. And thank you so much for all of your generosity tonight. You have been incredible, and we continue to celebrate with you the amazing work that Groves does. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night.